What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blazing King with King's Critiques, and we are here approximately 4 hours later than we should be because Hidive doesn't know how to fucking upload shit when they say so. Now, I will maybe blame Google as well, because answer me this first to anybody who clicks on this video. What is the difference between UTC and EST? Because Google says we are 5 hours behind, which, by the way, this show projected that it would be uploaded at 1600 UTC. And count with me. 1600 UTC would be, like, what? 4 p.m. EST? Which it almost is currently. Right? So that means from 4, 3, 2, 1, noon, 11. It should have been uploaded at 11, or at least noon. It wasn't either of those times. Crazy, right? Okay, now that little bit of anger is out of the way, hopefully they don't fuck up like that next week, and hopefully Crunchyroll doesn't fuck up like that tomorrow with the one thing I've really been waiting on this season. But Crunchyroll is a far better upload service than Hidive. People might give Crunchyroll shit, but they know what they're doing more than other sites. Because I've seen shit be late on Hidive, Netflix, fucking Hulu, this, that, and the other thing. Rarely ever late on Crunchyroll. 10 minutes maybe. Rarely ever 3 hours late. Alright. That being said though, now that we have Call of the Night up and ready to go, regardless of it being late or not, we see the return of Nezuna and Co. And we're gonna enjoy to see what they have coming. Will I be able to, like, pre-record the other shows I wanted to watch today? Less likely now that it is already almost 4 o'clock, but we'll see. That said, if you can't wait to see what kind of shenanigans they're going to get up to this season, are their lives going to be at risk? Is she finally going to turn him? Are they going to get more romantically involved? All these questions are in the air, as well as the question as to what took so long. But let me know your opinion on all of that ahead of time, and I'll ask again at the end of the episode as well as the usual kind of stuff. But that said, usual caveats as well. Like I just said, let me know your opinions and thoughts because comments are always encouraged because they are good for the algorithm regardless of the platform you're on. As is, if you're not going to hang out for conversations, at least let the whole video run through. Hit the like button, subscribe, and the last one, if the video is shorter than intended, blame the red platform because they don't know how to work with copyright and don't know how it works. So they have an AI check everything. Now that said, let's get into things almost 4 hours later. Actually, speaking of pausing during the intro, we get to see her return? Okay, that, like, top 3 most attractive women of the season might have to kick the chick from that detective anime down. Because I kind of forgot she might come back. So she's going to slip in there with Psycho and Best Girl. Maybe others will take her place and it'll have to turn to a top 5. But for now, we get a little taste of Yuri this season too. Like more so than the little bit of a tease we got last season. I'm down. Oh, and more waifus? Okay, so if we get a fight between those two, that's going to be very fun to see. But even more so fun, we get more waifus during this season? Ayo? Unless I'm just totally not remembering any of Nezuna's friends to remember that those waifus are ones we already were aware of. In either case, when you two show up, fuck, rude! You don't turn a game off on people. That is so rude. Oh, yeah, about that. Yeah, see, that's one of those things I keep saying over and over again, like, why shows like this are so much better than other shows similar. Because, like, here's the thing. Yeah, sure, this could technically be looked at by, having a borderline harem, because the blonde chick has hit on him before. However, he has no interest. He is, at the most, into Nezuna in that way, and he has openly admitted that not only to her, but to them. So, like, anyway, I was trying to make a point. But yeah, shows like this are so much better. Like, Yeah, there's the guy, there's a ton of hot girls, but that ton of hot girls are not all into the one guy. One of the hot girls is. And the fucked up thing is, Nazuna is not even the hottest one in the show, by the by. Like, yeah, she's attractive, but, like, all four of them are, like, hotter in a genuine sense than Nezuna. Like, that vampire hunter chick, she's hotter. So, like, 5 waifus and not a single one of them is the romantic interest. Actually, I think the one of those 4 is a boy, so I do retract that, actually, now that I remember. Main point. Dude's got a good head on his shoulders. Like, he's sitting with 3 really hot girls, and one who passes enough, if I'm remembering correctly. Dude's got a good head on his shoulders. I definitely, like I said, with the food show I recorded, that hasn't been uploaded yet, so you don't know what I'm talking about directly, but I've said it before on other shows. You know, one romantic interest is fine. Several unnecessary ones, girlfriend, are unnecessary. Correction, it's not the one that's there that is the boy. I think it's the one who stayed with Nazuna that is the boy. The way he actually called them on that is insane. Yeah, I don't even gotta see anymore. That one's definitely the, totally a girl. His also pretty attractive schoolmate, I guess, could count. Yes, they are. Again, not really a problem, like, if you're not into them for, other reasons than at least, like, humor them. It's 4 really attractive women. If you can, like, vibe with that without an issue, it should be fine with Nazuna, right? That is so fucking based. For a normal attire, that's not too bad on her. I feel like her hair could be, like, brushed a little bit more, but that's not bad. Yeah, that's true. I will say, though, that skirt is longer than the one she usually wears. How is that breezy, honestly? Is it because she doesn't have the shorts on underneath? Oh, shit. It would be a total shame if, like, there was actually some really hot woman out there who would prey on some virgin who doesn't know what they're doing. Don't shatter your mug, dear. Yeah, that was honestly probably their biggest moment. I think this is the funnier comparison, though, is the fact, like, she's totally into the one-on-one talk with her. See, what I was going to say with her cross-dressing friend there, that's the way I was going to put it. But they're not really that good of friends, so acquaintance? Like, she's the only one actually into the discussion of them getting together. Meanwhile, Ko's just like, can I go now? But he also is being targeted by those women just for amusement's sake. Based. Hey, yo, like, out of context, that's an insane phrase. But, like, with context, it's still a little insane. See, yes and no. Like, somebody who has been completely broken down mentally, emotionally, and everything else-ly, you can't really expect much, can you? Like, I've been broken down in all those senses. I've, like, complimented somebody on something other than their apparel for the first time the other day in 16 years. So, just kind of what happens when men are completely destroyed. For laughs, mostly. Yeah, you totally didn't have a serious intention going there. You didn't even finish your first one. And she finished her first one and then some. Yeah, the other 4 just told me the same thing. Though, you're probably more understandable to believe it from, honestly. She woke up. Wonder if she caught that. If they let you just up and leave, that means they were probably too drunk to correct it. Meanwhile, her being the one who's already accepted being in love with him is trying to, like, be cool about it, but failing miserably. Yeah, she's just way, way down bad. At least he's being a good guy and he's complimenting her on her progress. Damn, she just bitch smacked him for that one. Like, I get where he's coming from, honestly. Like, making an idealization about someplace so close to, where you actually are from to where it's not really that impressive. It's the same kind of thing I could say about people idealizing miscellaneous locations in New York. It's like, yeah, realistically, I could get there in an hour or two. Nothing special about it. But see, that's the difference. New York as a whole is just not really a fun place to be. Like, yeah, there's a handful of pretty sights and stuff. You know, my region holds a food item that's pretty much exclusive to us, unless people try to replicate it somewhere else. That might dox where I'm from a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not popular enough for people to give a shit, and I'm willing to pass on enough if people want to attack me. So it's a win-win, motherfucker. But my point being, Japan as a whole is gorgeous. Tokyo seems like it would be gorgeous to go to. Like, it would be worth the hour train ride if you're anywhere else in Japan just to get to Tokyo, in my opinion. Yeah, getting hit on kinda is just what happens when you're an attractive girl of any age. Unfortunately, it gets even worse when it gets to a certain degree. Like, if they look like an adult and then they're getting hit on, that I understand. Nezuna, looks enough like an adult, and theoretically she is, a vampire and all. But, well, I further went into that explanation on that food anime I recorded and haven't uploaded yet either, so, like, y'all can continue that thought process at that time. Wait. You turned down guys and nothing happened afterwards? Could not be the United States. Ah, the hentai characters. Wouldn't she get the Borderlands suit-like attire? That's not what she normally wears. But no, I also get what he says. Like, people that normally go to hotels in the middle of the night, regardless of age, don't really have a sense of romance. They have a sense of, hey, you're hot, wanna fuck? Yeah, sure, why not? I've already slept with 10 guys this week. Like, that's kind of how love hotels work, regardless of where you are. Like, doesn't matter if it's Europe, America, Asia, doesn't matter. That's the concept. You both are cheap. You both sleep together. Easy. Or in the case of the best rom-com, you go to a love hotel with somebody you're just like working with for a photo shoot, and then you end up whacking it while on the phone with her later that night. See, Cole gets it. Guys who just hit on girls, for the sake of, it is. Come on. I know some of you have it in there with me. Immoral. Yes, actually, that is true 99% of the time. 100% of the time, no. But, like, most of the time, yes, actually. But that's also counter edge to the point I'm trying to make. The counterpoint on why it's so bad to actually ask girls out in person nowadays. I have not once done that myself. I've always been, dating at pilled, I will not lie. But more to the point of, even if I did want to try it, it's impossible because that's like one of the main things that gets thought of. If somebody's trying to hit on you, it's specifically because they're trying to sleep with you. And, like, in general, that's probably not true all of the time, mind you. But I will say it probably is true 100% of the time if you're being hit on anytime after 8 o'clock at night in public. No. You see, the two guys behind you right there, they definitely try and hit on someone just to sleep with them. They don't have pupils. If somebody doesn't have eyes, good sake that they're just in it for the lay. Or they're already having sex with their childhood friend just looking for more. I'm going to stop her on this thought process just to say, if I were to somehow have some miracle happen and have the immoral thing happen, I would rather go this way personally. Not just wham bam, thank you sir, goodbye. Like, that is not the kind of thing I want. Like, but I'm also not a scumbag. I'm a scumbag, but I'm not a scumbag. You know? Like, I have a lot of really, like, uncool opinions about certain things. Like, y'all probably took note of that earlier when I was talking about that one vampire that was talking to Nazna. But again, so, like, at least I'm not, the kind of person that'll actually just, like, waste hours at a bar hoping that he can find a girl drunk enough to, just bring somewhere and have the time of his life with and just never see them again. No, I'm not like that. I'm too attached to people I try to get close to. Which is a bad thing. Because, like, even people I really hate who try to, like, leave in the middle of a conversation, I get emotional. Because, like, I'm attached to that person. So when they try to, like, dip in the middle of a conversation, I can't help but just, like, get enraged. Or depressed, depending on what's happening. I mean, does it? Y'all haven't fucked yet. You've just been hanging out and having fun. That's, like, the based take on how a relationship needs to grow. Is being friends first and then letting it grow. But here's the thing, when you're old as shit and can't really make friends with man or woman, it's kind of difficult to do that, especially when there's this glorious thing known in reality as a friend zone that is not just the male's imagination, it is a thing that genuinely happens. It's really fucked up. I technically was in a friend zone like situation, but I completely disengaged from that. I think I brought it up before. Like, I had a chance to meet up with my childhood crush to actually get something happening, and I missed the time I was supposed to meet her for reasons. So eventually she got with somebody else and then told, kind of the down and dirty kind of secrets that were going on between them, and I just couldn't do it. I disengaged from that friendship so fast. Because why, even if I had the chance, would I want somebody else's seconds? Like, not my fault that the chance got ruined. She just moved immediately to somebody else after the fact, so. He's about to get hit again, I can already tell. But what I will say is, that's the sad part. There is something special about romance. It's just the fact that the idea of it has died. Like, yes, I'm dating app pill, but here's the thing. Dating apps haven't been the same in minimum 5 years. Like, ever since the wave of AI began, dating apps have been a dead medium. Because, like, you can see advertisements for this or that dating app. You can go all the trusted ones. It doesn't matter. Like, 99% of the time, somebody on a dating app who messages you, usually directed towards the guys, but maybe definitely towards the women too, because catfishing is still a thing as well as that. It's unfortunate. And maybe one day things can change to be a little more normal, maybe back to how they were, at least when I was growing up, like the 2000s-ish. But I have a feeling I'm going to get into depressive topics like this a lot during this season. That's unfortunate, but bitch literally just leg sweeped him to bed. Like, I understand the phrase is sweep you off your feet, but I think she took that a little too literally. Are you going to tell a vampire that something is illegal? I wouldn't. Okay, it's been a few minutes. I do have to say, though, like, the kind of suit-like thing she's wearing right now is also a lot more attractive on her than the, and I really hate to say this negatively about her usual attire, but she does look kind of like a streetwalker in her usual attire. And I don't mean a night walker like the vampire she is, but I mean like a streetwalker. Okay, but like, even that in of itself kind of seems like it has sort of a romanticism to it, even if he's not in love with her yet. Yeah, unfortunately, during the day, she cannot really be there. Well, I imagine she could be in some way, but... Alright, I think that's at the top. We listen to the outro, so red side you can fast forward, orange side you can listen with me. Well, I will start by saying I do highly apologize for this and that throughout the video. Starting with number one, complaining about how long it took for them to upload the thing. But I am just saying, like, Hidive, get your shit together. Because unless somebody corrects me, I'm still going to go with what Google said of EST is 5 hours behind UTC, which means this should have been uploaded at 11-ish. But that's for something else completely. Alright, number 2, I suppose we'll recover that whole thing I said about that other vampire. I don't take back anything I said. Like, he's a cross-dresser, but hey, he's been accepted into the group of bunch of hot vampires and treated like one of their own. So respect. But he's also not one of those people who's going to, like, dismiss the fact of, what he actually is. But I'm also not going to get too up in arms on if I mistakenly say one thing or the other, because he recognizes what he is, but also recognize what he is as well. So, like, that's fine. Like, he, she, whatever. It's fine. Like, characters in anime know what they are and don't bother to correct it at all. There have been actual people in anime history that have been the thing that people might consider correcting me about if they see that. This is how it is. Like, it's not like he called Nazuna out after she was like, but aren't you a boy wearing girls' clothes? Like, he didn't correct her. I'm not correcting her. Like, it is how it is. Number 3, my views on romance don't change. Like, listen, I will continue to say that true romance is basically dead, but if you do experience it, good for you. I wish I had any sort of luck on that. It is just a shame that I've been hit by Truck-kun with an ugly rising ray. And now for the actual point of the show. Ko's a fucking pussy, and Nazuna doesn't know how to put shit out there herself any better. Those are my thoughts on all of that. Will I enjoy to see the progression that happens within the next 11 episodes between the two of them? Yes, of course. Will I enjoy seeing if Nazuna and the vampire hunter fight each other? Oh, hell yeah, that's going to be a hell of a fight if it happens. Like, the intro says it's going to happen, but will it actually? We shall see. And I'll reaffirm one more time that Nazuna looks better with the overshirt on rather than in the Nightwalker attire, because, I'm sorry, she just does kind of look like one of those people that, well, would end up at a love hotel with somebody trying to hit on them at random, and then in the morning be like, alright, that'll be $500. Minimum. Man, you can let me know your thought about the episode, the show, the topics I covered, even if, like, you might yell at me, I will take it, because some of it, I'll admit, I do deserve. But, yeah, let me know about all that shit, as well as about anything else I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Honestly, I might just cut back on watching those other 2 shows that were uploaded today, and just, like, watch them later on, because it's already fucking 4:30 just about, and I have 0 rendered to upload today. Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath because things are just not right here. Yeah. That said, however, it would be highly appreciated. Motherfucker. That's what happens when you get up early expecting to be able to watch and record something, and then you have to wait hours on end. Okay. What I say is let me know about any other things I should check out this season, next season, or in general. Now it's the part where I say hit the like button, subscribe to the gaming channel in the description, ring both bells like blue letter, blue atmosphere. black, orange, follow purple, purple prime for free, as well as let me know should I start a green account to do live reactions of anime on there. Tempted to just do it anyway, because after discovering I'm a full season behind on Arc Nights when I went to go up and record episode 1 earlier. And check out the playlist here, let it run, have conversations with the stuff within whatever. The video recommended here, or the bigger version if you're watching the cutout video. And of course that's going to happen. Alright, anyway, as I said, it's been the Blazer King with King's Critiques. So, ta-ta for now. Peace.